Brian, Tyreek Hill, he's the NFL's MVP. You have to say it.
No, you don't.
Yes, you do. You have to say it, Brian. That's what Stu said.
No, who?
Stu Gotts, Brian, from God Bless Football, from the show. Tyreek Hill, you have to say it.
Nope. Listen, unless it's said out of the mouth of Rich Eisen himself, I'm not saying anyone is MVP.
I mean, he can't steal everything from Stu, Brian.
Yeah, because not everything is worth stealing from Stu.
But if he stole everything, then it'd be obvious he's got to leave some space for, like, his own opinion.
And no, if there was room to fill in with things that aren't being said correctly, that's where he fills in with his ingenious. If he stole everything from Stu, he would also still
Tyreek Hill's
incorrect.
MVP. You have to say it.
Tyreek Hill is MVP?
Yeah, Tyreek Hill is MVP. You have to say it. Stop being a Tyler about this, Brian.
See, this is exactly what's wrong with you.
Tyler.
You entitled brat. You sit there in your room with your bassinet and your baby toys. You know how many babies I've made?
How many?
They know me on a first name basis at Planned Parenthood because I procreate.
Tyler.
I did it. I wanted to make babies. I made 15 of them. Soccer team. Okay? I wanted to accomplish great things. I did it. Great guy. What I do. I wanted to create and be part of the largest growing Fan Batard podcast, God bless Highlight podcast in the world. And guess what, damn it?
Tyler.
See, this is... Roll the intro.
Folks, hello and welcome to the Fan Batard Show. How you doing? It's just a regular episode of the Fan Batard Show. Been a quick minute since we've done this here. How you doing, Cuzzin B?
Yo, I'm good. How you doing, Nasty Nate?
You know how I be, keeping it nasty. You know.
You know, like Nathan Enema was right there. Like you did not have to go Nasty Nate. Nathan Enema is just, it rolls off the tongue.
I gotta stay. I can't clear that stuff out. Gotta stay nasty. Get that? I'm
this
clean.
This guy.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Fan Batard Show, the fastest growing Dan Le Batard Show fan YouTube channel. Have you subscribed? Have you commented? Have you liked? Have you followed, rated, reviewed our podcast 5 stars? Rockets. We growing. And ladies and gentlemen, we've got a nice little preview for you here. A little bit later in the show, we're going to preview for you Thursday pregame. We thought to ourselves, there's the Monday hangover. What comes before the hangover, Brian?
You know, in order to properly appreciate a night of drinking, you need to start it off right. And we start everything off right, especially a football week, with a Thursday pregame.
What?
Don't forget, always rate us 5 stars. If you rate us 4 stars, you're a Samson. Don't be a Samson.
Yeah. 5 stars only. We're going to be previewing stuff about the NFL season, our takes for who we like for different awards, our half-season superlatives.
Half-season superlatives.
But right now, we're going to preview a little something else for you. You've heard of Oddball with Amin and Charlotte, but have you heard of Softball with Nasty Nate and Cuzzin B?
Hey, well, you about to, baby.
That's right. Welcome to a little sneak peek of Softball, just another parody podcast here at the Fan Le Batard Show, the fastest growing parody podcast of the Dan Le Batard Show that's out there. Ain't nobody doing it like we do it, folks. And
our creativity is on another level. Like, if this is the level of most people's creativity, our creativity, right here. It's another. Just saying.
Another level. And you know what we do on softball, Brian? We take a look at takes and we decide, is that meek or is that mild?
Oh, meek or mild. I love it. So for those listening for the first time, and it's everyone, because guess what? This is a tease, baby. That's what we're here to do. Meek or mild is just like its counterpart, bold or spicy. The caveat, these statements are rated by how meek or mild they are. So let's get things started with the first statement. My man, Nasty Nate. How meek or mild is the following statement? Victor Wembanyama, you know who can't say his name right? Reggie Miller. And I couldn't prove that I could either right there. Mm-hmm. Victor Wembanyama is too tall. Meek or mild?
You know, Brian, I don't know if you saw those images of Victor Wembanyama dressed as Slender Man, but I've been seeing that dude in my dreams and nightmares, folks. That's a Meek Mill album reference. That's a Meek take, Brian. Dreams and nightmares. What? I just came up with that on the fly. Can you believe that? Wow.
Yes.
That's a Meek take. Victor Wembanyama.
How many Meek Mills would you give that?
That's like 4 or 5 tracks off of his, of course, well-known album Dreams and Nightmares.
That's the only one you. That's the only one you got.
Yeah, 4 and 5. I mean, that dude, if he's successful, you know, as long as he doesn't experience any expensive pain, right?
Oh,
he could
see what you're doing.
Be getting that money. He might become a legend. Was he a legend of the summer league? Right? And now he's like, I can't believe it. I'm in the NBA. I'm a dream chaser. You know? Getting his legion of dream chasers after him. So that's a Meek take, Brian. I mean,
it's a Meek take, but it's only deserving of 4 to 5.
Yeah, not all of it. Just a little Meek.
Okay. He's one of the young kings. Yeah. He's one of the young kings. You see him out there on the court. He could dunk. He could lay up. Like it's. Listen, I get that it matters who you're around. It really does. And I'd be interested to see him out there.
Well, hold on though, Brian. This is my take here.
My bad.
I've got a take for you, so that's mine. And
okay.
I can only imagine like the 2 or 3 people that last thing hit of Fan Le Batard fans and Meek Mill fans were just like, dude, that was right there for me. So Brian, your take, meek or mild? Wemby isn't tall enough.
Oh, you know, that's like, wait, so, okay. So if it's mild, then that means that's a mild thing you just said. Then that means it would be very mild. So that means a lot of mild. He's not tall enough. So he isn't tall enough. So if I'm saying that's mild, like that's very mild. No, that's very not mild. That's very like spicy. Cause
Whoa! This isn't bold or spicy, Brian.
Right.
Meek or mild. Stay focused.
Sorry, I'm any wilder and things would have got sticky like a web, like Charlotte's Web. I'm gonna give that 3 Taco Bell mild sauces. He isn't tall enough, but he is tall enough.
Okay. That's your that's it? You got it?
Now you tell me, meek or mild? James Harden won. James Harden won. From one Philly resident, ex-Philly resident, to another in Meek Mills, James Harden won. Meek or mild?
You know, Brian, I'm going to go with that's a mild take. So mild that I would switch from drinking whole milk to 1% milk, which I imagine James Harden has now done since he doesn't have to tank up and get all large. You know, I bet he was just down in that whole milk to put on that weight. And now he's drinking that 1% because he's got to get back into that fighting shape now that he's in LA where he wants to be. James Harden won. He did, Brian. But
oh, okay. So it's like a double entendre. He won and 1% milk. You didn't even realize what you did. You see, you didn't even realize what you did.
Wow.
And on the theme of meek or mild, milk toast.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very okay. I see. Listen, you don't
you
even understand the level you're operating on right now.
Although, what did I just say? It's hot because you drink milk to kill the spice.
No, but he drinks 1% milk, which is only 1% of milk. So he don't even need the whole milk, which means it ain't that spicy, which means it's very mild.
Okay, yeah.
Hey, yo.
That was just drinking milk, Brian. Jeez, whoa.
You were drinking something.
Well,
right, what's mine?
Well, Brian, LeBron James is old. Meek or mild?
LeBron James is old. LeBron James is old. Okay. LeBron James is old, comma, to who? So while he can be considered old on that scale of how we judge NBA basketball players, he ain't old in performance. So that statement is very bold. Mild? Meek.
Like a Flamers 3, the wait is over old?
He is like, is he Meek Mill battle rapper with the fuzzy braids old? Or is he, because he was young when he did that, but the video was old. So that this is a confusing segment.
So what is it?
Is this what it is?
Brian, meek or mild, bro?
That's 8 Taco Bell packet mild sauces.
So does that make it spicy?
That makes it spicy.
But wait. Hold on.
All right. Last two. Jimmy Buckets. Speaking of old, Jimmy Buckets is tired.
Jimmy Buckets is tired.
Meek or mild?
Brian, that's full blown mild, bro. Dude is, I mean,
full blown mild.
How? Yeah, full blown case of the milds, like past
Black and milds.
Yeah, past.
You can't say that though.
I didn't say it. You didn't hear me say it. No, sir. Let's see. I was about to say he's drinking whole milk so his body can recover, but I already did the whole milk thing.
You did.
Brian, it's so mild, like just sprinkle a little bit of that black pepper on there. You know?
You can say any type of pepper. And you okay.
Well, what? Red pepper? White pepper? I mean,
pepper.
How big do you think our audience's knowledge is? So I'm only allowed to say white pepper now? What's up with that?
Careful. Your little accent almost made that come out as
pepper.
White power.
Have you ever had?
Okay.
Have you? I didn't. Whoa. Yes.
Now that's mild.
I mean,
wait.
Yeah, but I'd love a day when white power was mild, but I think saying that on the show is spicy if we went there.
Meek or mild. Meek or mild. Listen.
It's really mild, Brian. It's so mild because he's clearly tired. Like, how many years has the dude been on the Heat and just been carrying him? And Riley's been like, we gonna help you out. And they don't, nothing. Bradley Beal, Kevin Durant, Damian Lillard, strike 3, you're out. Go sit down on the bench and rest, Jimmy.
So many of those things ain't got much to do. Anywho, all right. We got any more?
Yeah. Last one here. Brian, Damian Lillard, Dame time, will win a ring.
That is the meekest. That is a compilation album of Damian Lillard featuring Meek Mill on every track. Like, that is how meek that statement is. You took a MVP and put him with another top 75 player of all time in Damian Lillard, squished them together, and you got them residing in the weaker of the two conferences in the East, and he's gonna win a ring. Duh, that's not like you. That's like betting on Patrick Mahomes every year. I'm not calling Damian Lillard Patrick Mahomes. I'm saying in terms of how safe that bet is, it's not even nah. That's very meek. That's super meek. That's bike life meek. That's how meek that is. That's running around the corner in that meme photo of him with the boots on meek. That's meek.
In the boots, okay. So running in boots.
It's a black Twitter. It's a black Twitter thing. You gotta know that.
Yeah.
Shout out to Amin and Charlotte for doing this, because this is an extremely difficult thing. I thought this was gonna be easy. I thought this ain't easy.
Just wait, Brian, till we do different things on softball. Like, instead of hype me up, we cool people down. You gotta cool me down, bro.
Cool me down. Cool me down. I like it.
Cool them down. Right?
So stay tuned for more softball. We're going to be coming to y'all weekly.
Right into your ear holes or your eyeballs through however you consume.
Both of them.
Consume us. But hey, transition here into a little bit of regular show before we get to... It's been a while since we've talked show, so a couple things I want to talk about show. I personally, when Mike was in LA, he explained to me so clearly why I don't know why that came out, but thanks, Brian. When he was in LA, he explained so well why we shouldn't be rooting for Victor Wembanyama. Victor Wembanyama does not need your support. He does not need your cheers. Dude's gonna be fine. You shouldn't be cheering for him. I mean, Kevon Harris needs your help. Kobe Buffkin needs your support. Sadiq Bey, Brian. Sadiq Bey needs you.
I like Sadiq.
Do that. Yeah, Sadiq, he needs your cheers. Cheering for Victor Wembanyama, it's like rooting for Jeff Bezos to put more mom and pop bookstores out of business. All right, that's what it's like. It's like rooting for Bob Iger to get the rights to every single actor so he can just use AI.
I got one. It's like rooting for Elon to buy a social media platform that he can like drive into the ground and ruin and basically kill off a more important way for people to communicate around the world when it comes to news and basic events. Who would do that?
Not Frank Ntilikina, who needs your cheers. Let me tell you, Victor Wembanyama.
Not Drew Smith.
Yeah, if he's successful, he's going to run the NBA into the ground.
Yeah,
right?
It's not a good look if someone can be just tall and from France and like be great. Like, that's not a good thing for the NBA. You know what the N in NBA stands for? Watch it.
I'm going to let you
the
take
N
that.
in NBA stands for national. They could have called it Basketball Association of Nationality. They could have called it Association of Basketball Nationals. No, they put the N first. Why? Exactly. Why'd they do that? Because they wanted y'all to know that this is the National Basketball Association. which means nationally we got to have some pride. And for the longest, our nation has been looking a little shaky when it comes to their footing on the international scale. Now he brought it home. Victor Wembanyama?
You got this.
Victor Wembanyama?
Andrew Nembhard needs your support.
This is a domestic act of international violence. He came over here on our soil and declared war.
Mm-hmm.
Nick Claxton, what are you going to do about it? Huh?
Obi Toppin needs your support. If you're out there cheering for Victor Wembanyama, you hate the middle class. You're what's wrong with America right now. That's what I'm going to say. I'm going to look directly into my camera right now, and I'm going to say, if you want Victor Wembanyama to succeed, you want Chevron to keep draining the earth dry of its precious black gold. You don't care about the crabs that died. They're all gone. And
all of them.
If Victor Wembanyama succeeds, we're doing
Wembanyama.
Yeah, we're doing great with his name. If he succeeds, there'll be no more taurine princes in the world. Is that what you want?
I think you might have called him a mineral.
Brian, I'm looking at the NBA phonetic pronunciation for that. I got Tor E N. Oh, you know what?
Taurine Prince, not taurine.
Yeah,
taurine is in Red Bull.
Dang it.
Listen,
you're right.
Listen. How about this?
I'm a fourth grade teacher, Brian. That's supposed to help me. Here I am out here just skipping.
Listen, people will correct you on Wembanyama's name. So why wouldn't we give the same solace to our brother Taurine Prince?
Yeah.
He's a prince.
I mean, Brian, you know it. You get it.
Yeah.
Right? Rui Hachimura.
Shout out to my Japanese brother. Imagine if you showed up to see David versus Goliath and everyone was rooting for Goliath. The Bible might have ended right there.
Yeah. I mean, your boy, Demoy Hodge, needs some help, and you're gonna cheer for Victor Wembanyama.
Come on. Get it together, folks.
Yeah.
Speaking of getting it together, I am me. I am my employee. I'm a sole proprietor, employee, contractor. I reach out to other people and I work for myself as myself. I'm my boss. I am who I am. I am who I am. One thing I miss about working in a traditional workplace is one of the only things I miss is the sense of camaraderie and community you build in these types of work areas. I look at what's going on in Meadowlark and it harkens me back to a time where you started seeing tech companies put more of a focus on how people spend their time in office by doing things like having areas of enjoyment, areas of relaxation, that type of stuff. And when I see how these employee businesses and all these corporate buildings share in things like Halloween and Thanksgiving and Christmas and birthdays, it always makes me jealous, because if I dress up at home to do some voiceover, no one notices. So consider me judgmental when Halloween rolls around on a Tuesday and I look at my YouTube feed and I see that the show is live and I click it hastily because I want to know, oh my God, what are the girls dressing up as?
Yeah.
And the look of dismay that was struck across my face when I notice.
Let me see it. Show me that dismay. That's some spicy dismay there, folks. Spicy.
And when I saw that, outside of Lucy and Dan, no one gave a crap.
Whoa.
Now,
Hold on. I'm not going to let you just slander Mike Ryan. He put on a nice hat, Brian. All right. He don't say Mike didn't care when he put on a nice hat, put in some effort, and I'm not going to let you say he didn't care. There's a nice hat. I thought it was a good look.
I'm just happy Mike Ryan doesn't treat his highlight team like he treats his Halloween costumes. Because we ain't winning anything with that type of effort. It was lackluster. It was disappointing because a lot of those guys are funny when they want to be. And when I see that they just took the easy road, shout out to Tony for doing the Pedro Pan a day late, but whatever, I get it. Mm-hmm. Cuban people time, it happens. But the fact that you have an environment that would promote anything that you want to do in terms of mankind. Billy was mankind last week. He looked phenomenal. I think he should keep the long hair forever. Right?
Absolutely.
But to show up in your typical garb on one of the most, imaginative days in our calendar year is disappointing. I felt as disappointed as Dan did. And I just shout out to Lucy. Shout out to Lucy.
Shout out to Lucy indeed. And God bless Highlight, Brian.
God bless Highlight, Nate.
Yeah, where your Cesta Cyclones, Brian. The Cesta Cyclones, first place. Cesta's up. Clone Cartel. Just a quick, short, brief little cyclone storm blowing through here. Whoa, your Cesta Cyclones, ladies and gentlemen, are in first place. And you know what they did? They swept the Tejada Devils, Jorge Masvidal. That's right. I learned how to pronounce his name. But should I? Because his team couldn't even get a point against us. And this has been your God Bless Highlight Cesta Cyclone update. Yeah, Lucy was my champ for costumes also.
Are you like when it comes to costumes, are you a like outside of the box kind of, that made me think about it kind of guy? Or are you like a Spirit Halloween, just make it simple for me?
Yeah, I don't care. I do whatever. The easiest possible thing. I have a pirate coat and I throw on that pirate coat and nothing else. Don't even try with the clothes underneath it. I got the pirate coat. I'm a pirate. Give a couple R's.
You should finish the rest of this episode in your pirate accent because of that lackluster effort.
Arr, mateys, the fan Batard we be.
Speaking of lack of effort, Dan divulged something to us as an audience.
He walked the emotional plank he did.
And he shared with us.
He dove into his inner feelings. Yar.
He disclosed with us
where his emotional treasure lies.
He let us.
His inner turmoil of recent times, Brian. I certainly, as a hardy sailor, appreciated his honesty, Brian. And I have appreciated Dan and what he's shared.
You know who I don't appreciate?
No, Brian.
The shipping container.
Oh. Avast.
Think about this. Dan doesn't trust his team enough to win a game without him, that he's out there hobbling around on a peg leg to try to get their corpse across the 50-yard line and march towards the red zone because he doesn't trust that the machine can run without him.
Aye.
There's moments like that when you need your team to prove, hey, I know usually I'm a Chad Pennington, but tonight I'm a Chad Heineke. Wait. Chad Henne. I'm a Chad Henne.
Yarr! That be the green sea dragon.
Yeah. He's starting this week too. You know, I'm a Chad Henne. Take a quarter off, Patty. In this case, Dan is Patty. And let us carry you. Let us carry you.
Us, Brian. Are you saying the show should look into hiring the fan Batard?
We could provide. You see, what it is people get comfortable. People get comfortable. And sometimes you gotta understand that not everything is what everything is.
Not on the seas when you got the scurvy, Brian. That gets real uncomfortable quick.
Vitamin C, oranges,
suck
potassium.
On a lime from time to time.
You don't want the scurvy. Arr, now you got me into it. Where we're going, we won't be coming back. Shout out to Dan. I hope Dan finds some solace in the fact that, you know, it was real touching when Mike let him know that he does have children. And from that perspective, I thought that was super touching because he's right. Like, what's a child? What is a child?
Brian. In my time at sea, it's something ye tossed overboard because they couldn't carry their own weight.
Another mouth to feed.
They just took all the limes, those blimey little buggers.
Little bastard. And I hope he's on the way towards healing, and I hope the rock bottom has been reached, and now he's using that to propel himself towards the surface. And he gets some much needed time off because his presence is felt when he's not there, but at the same time, when he is there, he's like a husk of himself.
Yar.
You know?
Yar, Brian. Just to play the devil's advocate here, I'd just like to say Mike Ryan he was there, like you said, talking with Dan, helping him through that. So it's not on Mike. I'd like to add that. And I'd also like to say Billy's stepped up and been carrying Stu Gott's and the God bless I almost said this sport called highlight with a basket thing, but Billy's been putting in the hours on the God bless football, and it's been revealed the ways of Stu have really eaten into his time, with his stupidity, just the load that is, you know. The man can only carry so much, upon which he has the rocks inside of himself, but he's been drinking the Coca-Cola less. And I'd also like to say a thing about Chris Cote. He's been carrying his past these years. So many years on the Greg Cody Show, featuring Greg Cody. You're supposed to say with, Brian. But
with.
Yes, thank you. He's been carrying his past so many years that, you know, you really can't fault him. And Roy there, Dan, Brian, Roy's started this new hockey show. He's stepped up quite a bit, I'd say. That hockey show looked quite good to me. I watched it, I said, wow, this is impeccably produced. Yar. So I feel, and Tony has his top 5, and Dan even gave him that appreciation not too long ago. So is the blame to be placed on the shipping container, or does it fall squarely on that squirmy little first mate Stu Gotts, who's Who's been lighting up the dog walkers on Halloween?
Silence, you know what they say. You can't sail with holes in your sail. And with that, I say, all you mentioned was a bunch of people who have other things going on that are taking away from their main show responsibilities. And that's the main problem. Why is Chris Cote spending so much time dealing with the Chris Cote show featuring Greg Cote? It's not how it should go. You were supposed to say with.
Oh, you're with, Brian. Of course I was with.
Why is God bless football being the thing that is taking Billy Gill away from the main show?
You gotta bless the football, Brian.
Obviously, God bless football.
Of course.
But why is Roy giving two blimey fucks about hockey? I said pucker. I meant hockey.
Pucker up for the puck, bud. Here comes Roy's.
and
pucker up with Roy Bellamy.
I will say, Schmetty and Lucy are absolved from all blame. Lucy has put on the most air mileage since she became a member of Meadowlark.
What happened to your accent, mate?
Is it somewhere else now?
Yeah, I don't know.
And Schmetty, she's in Notre Dame. She's in Ohio.
Now you're Scottish there.
She's in Pittsburgh.
1,000 years she's been there.
She's been everywhere. So I go Schmetty and Gojo. It's a go-licking Schmetty.
Did I fight in Irish they be?
Irish they be. So they get to pass. And to me, Mike Ryan isn't part of the shipping container.
Yeah, mate, he's left it long ago.
Yeah, he's graduated at least to like the thing we have on the front of our boat, the fucking mermaid head. He's the fucking mermaid head. It's Mike Ryan.
Yeah, beautiful sight.
Yeah,
it is. Beautiful sight when the fog parts, and there it is.
You know what else is a beautiful sight? You know what else is a beautiful sight? You know what else is a beautiful sight, Nathan?
Gets the man ready to get up.
The beautiful sight is when we reach the halfway point in the NFL season.
That's right, Brian.
With the NFL season always being a tumultuous thing that changes, just like the open seas. You can never quite count. You
okay, Brian?
Scurvy. You can never quite count on the NFL season week by week ever being the same. So I think the perfect way to kick off our Thursday pregame session that'll be going out every week, Thursday before Thursday night football, to get y'all ready for the upcoming week of football.
What
is with our half-season superlatives. Listen, we get it. No one wants an in-season trophy. We understand. But to act like those in-season accomplishments don't matter when it's all said and done would be foolish. You like a pat on your back, right? I like a pat on my back. So let's give those backs pats that deserve them. So out the gate, Nathan, who is your MVP for the half-season superlative? Right now, bust it.
Tyreek Hill, you have to say it, Brian. You have to. Who's your MVP, Brian?
Tyreek Hill.
All right. See? How's it feel? Say it again.
Tyreek Hill is MVP.
Say it again, Brian.
Tyreek Hill is MVP.
No. I want you to believe it.
Tyreek Hill is MVP. Tyreek Hill is MVP. Moving on. Rookie of the year. Who right now is your favorite for offensive rookie of the year?
You know, it's got to be my boy whose name I clearly know, C.J. Stroud. C.J. Stroud. That's right. Even though he's a rival. Actually, you know what? Wrong. Not C.J. Stroud. Boom. Boom. See you later. What have you done for me lately, Stroud, except lose? You know who is the offensive rookie of the year? Will Levis. What? Tighten up. Brian, I got a quick little story here. Something happened to me that has never happened to me before in my entire life. Will Levis starts.
The butthole?
He throws 4 tutties. All right. I'm feeling good. I think to myself, they wore the Oilers jerseys. I should put on my 1998 Tennessee Oilers Eddie George jersey. So
Go get it.
So I do that. I'm not going to go get it because it'll take too long.
Okay.
So I put it on, Brian. I take my kids to play outside. And while my kids are running around outside like crazy people, what happens? Dude pulls up in his car, stops, rolls down his window, and says, "Hey, what's up, my brother? Tighten up." And I look, he's got a light blue sweatshirt on. He's pointing at it. I point back at him, finger guns, and go, "Will Levis." And he goes, "Yeah, tighten up." And I go, 4 tutties. Woo! Never happened to me before. Another Titans fan stopping me in the wild to say, "Tighten up."
There ain't nothing worse than when the Tennessee Titans get a white quarterback they could be proud of.
But I mean, look, okay, you want to know, Brian? Here, look.
You running around saying, "Tighten up." When
No.
Willis is back there.
Moment of vulnerability. When I was first a fan of the Tennessee Titans, you know what one of my first memories is, Brian? And I've come a long way since this. A little embarrassed to share this. Yeah, was when if memory serves me correct, Chris Chandler was the quarterback, and they benched him for Steve McNair. And when it first happened, little Nathan was sad. I was like, what happened to Chris Chandler? But then they put in that Steve McNair, Brian, and
you forgot about Chris Chandler.
I forgot about Chris Chandler so fast. And I think that, is why I'm able to...
when you realized you weren't racist. You were like, I like black people.
And I think there's
Steve McNair.
Yep. I think that's why I know things like racial reconciliation is a term and terms like that, Brian, because of Steve McNair.
Rest in peace to Steve McNair, one of the greats. Well, my offensive rookie of the year, and not to be confused with your offensive rookie of the year, is CJ Stroud. Shout out to CJ Stroud. With Bijan getting a runner-up, but that weird headache thing he got, I want to know what really happened there. Like, was he partying all night? Like, did something go on? Like, because for him to be on the sideline, then he came in a couple plays? Like, that's just weird to me. Defensive rookie of the year. Who you got? Because unfortunately, I don't want to admit it, but I currently got Jalen Carter. I don't want to admit it because he's on my team's rival, the Philadelphia Eagles. But right now, it's just no one is affecting the game currently as a rookie on the defensive end like Jalen Carter is. What say you, Nasty Nate?
Brian, what I say is it ain't no Jalen Carter. Excuse me there. Brian. Who is it? Are you ready? Are you ready to hear who it is?
I'm ready.
Brian. It is Will Anderson.
Will Anderson Jr. Don't forget the junior.
Is it junior? I don't see it on the betting website that I pulled up right now. I don't even know what team he plays for, Brian. But this dude,
the Texans.
The Texans. Oh, well then scratch that. Boom. Maybe I did, and I just wanted to screw the Texans over again. Tighten it up. It ain't no Will Anderson. What have you just gone and done except let that one rookie quarterback from Alabama who isn't Tua, who's no longer a rookie, and I'm trying to remember his name, and I'm stalling because it's on the Bryce Young. I knew there was a B in there. I was trying to remember his first name so I could get, and it just didn't come to me. But you know who is mine? It's Brian Branch.
Brian Branch, okay.
Of the Detroit Lions.
I respect that. Is that because of the success that the team is currently having, or his individual success?
The team definitely plays a role. Anytime that the Lions, a perennial loser, are doing something, you gotta give mad respect to everybody.
All right. Well, Brian Branch is currently in the running with a PFF grade for cornerback at 76.8. 25 solo tackles, 1 pick, 23 targets, 16 receptions allowed. So, yeah, I mean, if you can get a starting corner out of a rookie draft class and he can come in and be serviceable at this point or good, then yeah, I think that's a good selection. Still ain't got nothing on Jalen Carter though. Sorry, but I understand. Like, this is a show where we want to make sure that we have different choices, because if we all chose the same thing, then it wouldn't be much fun, would it? Yeah. Would it? Just let you know what Jalen Carter's doing. He out there with 3.5 sacks. You know, just that's a lot for a rookie. At that,
I feel like
14 tackles. Yeah. At the 4 tech, 1 tech, 3 tech. I always get that confused.
Regardless, keep any tax on me, Brian.
And last but not least, which coach right now at the halfway point is doing such a fantastic job that you think they're worthy of the Thursday pregame half-season superlative of Cody? Coach of the year for those first-time listeners. While you think, I'm gonna tell you who mine is.
Yeah, because
mine is that bald,
stuff,
that bald Lebanese God body man over there in New York, Robert Saleh. You know, Robert Saleh could easily go the route of a lot of people in places of power these days, and he could just say what's on his mind and say, you know what, people are going to love me for it because that's where we're at in society. He continually shows up every day with a camera in his face and has to convince us and the people around him that he likes Zach Wilson. That alone, while somehow getting that team to be 4-3, is a compliment, and it's a testament to what he can accomplish if he had a serviceable team all around him. And doing that while dealing with the parade of carnival antics that is Aaron Rodgers' son. Hands down, Robert Saleh is my pick for Fan Batard Thursday pregame Coach of the Year half-season superlative.
That's a great pick, Brian, but it's not the pick for me. If I had to pick, I would pick DeMeco Ryans, head coach of the... I couldn't even get it out. I couldn't even finish it. What has he done lately except lose to the lowly Panthers? It's Dan the Man Campbell, Brian. That's who my coach of the year is. That's right. He's collected his fair share of kneecaps this season, and he's just getting started.
How much longer are we going to play into his shtick if they don't produce in the postseason?
How many more seasons
Okay, I'll enjoy a tough loss over a easy win any day type of shtick. The I eat kneecaps, the I drink 18 cups of caffeine a day, like that shtick. Kind of like Mike McDaniels. It gets old after a while. At what point do we need someone to dress up as Dan Campbell for Halloween? Is that what you're telling me? Like, when do we stop falling for that guy?
We already do dress up. It's called a caveman, Brian. And this caveman is clubbing his way to the top of the league. Lions are top of the league. Lions are top of the league. They
Despite
are
being behind
top of the league. They're top of the league in my book.
Several other NFC teams.
Who?
They're behind the Eagles.
For now.
They're behind the Niners.
No. What are the Niners right now? 5-3?
They're behind the Niners.
No. Niners, again, what have you done for me lately, Brian? Niners.
If I give you money right now, when I told you to bet this money, you're betting it on the Lions versus the Niners right now?
Hell yeah.
See, that's why you're a Titans fan. Clearly, you don't know how to make smart decisions. They're behind the Cowboys.
Okay, sure. Bias.
Just saying. I like the Lions. Don't make me not like the Lions. But I'm just saying, at some point, if they get out another wild card loss, another divisional round loss, at what point do we go, all right, you got to try something different, Mr. Ken Norton, skim milk?
Look, Brian, everybody, the Eagles, you heard it here first. The tush push will be banned by Thanksgiving, and the Eagles will go on a 3-game losing streak.
Book it. Book it. I like that. You see, that this is the only place where you can get such inquisitive, insightful, and intelligent previews of what's going to happen this upcoming football week and this upcoming football season. Make sure every Thursday you tune in to figure out what's going on a Thursday pregame. And don't forget, we gonna have Brian's BBWs. Oh, yeah.
What's that, Brian?
Brian's big, beautiful winners. Every week, I'll give you some of my biggest winners going into the upcoming football week. And guess what? I'll be here the following week so you can tell me where I got it wrong. And guess what? You ain't gonna be saying a lot because me, I don't get shit wrong.
And that'll do it, folks.